Louis Ziska is a plant biologist at the U.S. Department of Agriculture. He's studying what rising levels of carbon dioxide are doing to crops like rice.
Now we know that CO2 is plant food. It will make the rice grow more, but it's more complex than that.
Ziska and his colleagues recently found that rice grown under high CO2 levels expected by the end of this century had lower levels of protein, iron, zinc, and B vitamins. That's a problem in countries where rice is the staple food.
It's the sole source of calories for almost 2 billion people in the world. And so whatever happens to rice is going to have a big impact on the global community.
It's not just rice. Other studies have found corn, field peas, soybeans, and other crops also lose some nutritional value as CO2 levels go up.
We think there's a dilution effect as the plants become bigger with more CO2. There's an imbalance between all the additional carbon in the air and the soil nutrients that are not compensating for all that additional carbon.
It may work like this. Plants need carbon dioxide from the air to grow. With more carbon dioxide in the air, plants grow bigger. But they also need nitrogen from the soil to make proteins and some vitamins. Nitrogen levels have not changed. So the plants are bigger, but the nutrients are less concentrated. It's not all bad news. Vitamins that do not contain nitrogen may do better.
Vitamin C, you'll be happy to know, is mostly carbon. And so we think that as the CO2 increases, that vitamin C may in fact go up.
But the impacts of rising CO2 go beyond food crops. Under these sheets is parthenium, a nasty, invasive, allergy-producing weed. It makes a chemical that kills other plants. Ziska wants to know if parthenium is going to make more of it as CO2 levels rise.
And if it is, then this plant's ability to dominate the landscape will be enhanced. And given how noxious this plant is, we really want to know that.
For 30 years, Ziska has been asking how rising CO2 will affect plants and the creatures that depend on them, from crops and weeds to pollen that feeds bees.
When we think about the effects of CO2 on plants on the human level, obviously important, but keep in mind that it's more than just people. It is going to affect all living things.
Even after 3 decades of research, Ziska says, scientists are just getting started. Steve Baragona, VOA News, Beltsville, Maryland.